Good morning, good morning. Welcome to day 4 of the 5-day Start Your Business Challenge. Woo, 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 woo. So, by now we have a business idea and we have an ideal client and we've also crafted a story. So, we're getting pretty well done. So, we're into visibility today, day 4. So you've got this business idea, you know who your target audience is, you've got your story, and now you're going to get the word out about it. So looking at social media, that's the easiest place, obviously, to get word out about your business online. And you can master all of the social media platforms. You can socialize in all of them, you can connect with clients in all of them, and you can post in all of them. But it's really important to focus on creating interested clients on one platform. And I'll tell you why. So, if you're posting on Facebook and LinkedIn and Instagram and Twitter and even YouTube or TikTok, wherever you're posting, you're going to be doing that every single day because you have to show up consistently. And if you're doing that every single day, trust me, you're going to get exhausted. And bearing in mind that at the moment you may still have a full-time job or part-time work, you're working alongside building this business. Because unless you're in a position where you can leave the day job and then start the business, unless you're in the position to do that financially, then chances are that you're going to be doing something alongside this business while it gets off the ground. So you're going to be maybe doing this in your lunch break, in your 5 minutes where you're having a coffee, or in the evening when you come home from work. So doing all of the platforms is going to be exhausting because you have to create content for each of them. And it's not just the content that you're creating, you have to create sometimes different content. For Facebook, it can be posts, it can be images, graphics, or little videos maybe. You could do Facebook Lives, which obviously take up more time. And you create your text for that, and that's Facebook. On Instagram, you have stories, you have posts, you have videos for the IGTV, you have reels. So you have lots, and carousels, you have lots of different ways of creating content on Instagram. Um, the same goes for LinkedIn and Twitter. Twitter's only a short amount of text that you can use. So you might want a graphic that's more explanatory, that has more text on it to add to what you're saying. And obviously YouTube is video or audio or even podcasting. I created a podcast last year, in June, 25th of June. It's going to be my anniversary this year. Ooh, big celebration, so excited. And that is another great way of getting your message out there. And that's all audio. So that, although I do put it onto YouTube as well, but it's only the audio again. But so there's lots of different ways that you can create a presence on social media. So if you can imagine all of these different ways of getting your message out there, it's a good idea to choose one platform and just work really well on that one, because otherwise you're going to get overwhelmed, stressed, anxious because you haven't got time, and probably burn out. And that's going to be the worst thing you can do, because you get so overwhelmed that in the end you don't do anything. I got to a point doing that last year. Around September time, I was working constantly, getting content ready and trying to master different platforms. And it was just, and studying at the same time and trying to learn new things. And it was so much that I had to stop doing everything just for like a couple of weeks, because I was like, whoa, I can't handle this. It was far too much for me. And that's not a good place to be. You need to be able to work through this at a good level and consistently. You have to choose the best social media platform for you that you really like. Sorry. Choose the one that you're good at, and also where you know that your client is. So for example, TikTok, you might really enjoy going to TikTok, and you might enjoy doing your little videos or whatever it is that you do on there. But if you were selling anti-wrinkle cream to the over 60s, TikTok probably wouldn't be the best audience for you. because most of the people on there, most of the viewers are teens. Now, they may see your TikTok and tell somebody about it, but you are not going to have a lot of exposure if you're doing that kind of platform for that kind of product. So you also have to think about where your client is as well. So, for example, I've got some statistics here. So 84% of 25 to 30-year-olds are on Facebook. So if they're your target audience, that age group, then Facebook may be a good place for you. 75% of those that are on Facebook have some college education, and 74% of people on Facebook are making more than $75,000 a year. So that means people on Facebook are 25 to 35-year-olds primarily. They're quite well educated, and they also make a good income, over $75,000 a year. That's not a bad income. So those people are on there. They might be looking for products, they might be looking for services, and they have some spare cash to flash. So, they have money to invest in what you're offering. Let's look at Instagram. So 75% of Instagram users are actually 18 to 24-year-olds. Now, they're not my target audience. However, I do know that the majority of my clients are on Instagram. 43% of those have a college education or more, and 42%, so it's lower than Facebook, are making over $75,000 a year. So looking at the audience that you can find on each of these social media platforms, and also looking at which you enjoy, it could be that you really can't stand doing Facebook. So you want to only do Instagram, or you only want to do LinkedIn. If your ideal client isn't on there, perhaps you have to shift a little bit or tweak what you're doing. So if you think of it like, let's call it like a compass. So you have your compass, and when you're walking, you're moving slightly to find, for example, north. So you keep finding north. It's the same with your business. If you have to do certain tweaks to make it a little bit more productive, a little bit better, or the system to work more thoroughly, to have more impact, to reach more people, there might be certain things that you have to tweak, and that's okay. You do that as you're going. But if you decide from the beginning where you're going to start working, which platform, and then you're going to go and start talking on there. So in my Overnight Success program, we dive into Instagram in more detail, because Instagram is my favorite platform. So we look at the strategies to start growing and to start attracting clients into your business. So how to post, how to create lives and reels. We look at getting over being camera shy, because when you start working on camera, it can be quite daunting if you're not used to it. I know when I started, I hated being on camera. I hated the sound of my voice on camera, and on audio. And look at me, I created a podcast. Who'd have thought? But I overcame this, and I worked really hard at doing lives on Instagram and videos for Instagram and reels for Instagram. And I worked really, really hard at creating those, because I knew that I felt uncomfortable doing them. So I knew that, first of all, it was a good thing for me to do, because it got me over my fear. And it was something that, Instagram loves reels. It shows the reels to most people. If you have stories, for example, or posts, people that follow you see those. But Instagram reels can be shown to anybody who searches, for example, in a hashtag, or brings up something that your reel is about, or searches for it. So, there's much more reach in those. And I found them quite difficult to do at the beginning. I was like, oh my God, I can't do this. It was really difficult. But the more I've got into it, the more fun I have. And they're not perfect, but who has to be perfect? We have this vision of, to be in business or to have this business, we have to have perfection. That is not true at all. People love to see you make a mistake and have a laugh with you. People love that you're human, that you're not perfect, you're not polished, and that you get things wrong. But they also know that you're the person that they resonate with, because that's why they're following you. That's why they're becoming interested in becoming your client. So we're looking at creating content that converts those people that are followers into clients. And we unfortunately haven't got time to go into the depth of that, but you look at social media today and take a look at which is your favorite platform. Have a good look. Maybe Google on Social Sprout is a good website to look at, and they can give you the demographics of people on social media and maybe tell you a little bit more about who your ideal client. So if you know who your ideal client is, where you can find them. Maybe they're in Facebook groups, maybe they're, like I say, on Instagram or TikTok. Think about where you can find them and choose to focus on one platform. They might be on many different platforms. However, just choose one to start with. You can post on the other ones as well, but your main focus is going to be interacting with people on a specific platform and focusing on doing that one really well. So that was day 4, visibility. Please let me know in a message which platform you are looking at and maybe why you're so interested in using that platform. Is your ideal client there as well? And does your product or your service sell very well on that kind of platform? So send me a message back. Sending you lots and lots of love for day 4. Day 5 tomorrow. Here we go. And I shall see you in the morning. Bye.